Hunting from a tree stand has been a real learning curve for me, having been something that I hadn't really considered until fairly recently. I used to think that hunting from a stand was the easy or lazy way to hunt, but I couldn't have been more wrong. Hunting from a tree stand requires arguably more scouting and planning than most other hunts. It requires you to not only find a promising area to hunt, but a good tree with a good shooting lane to set your stand in, and patterning animals along well-used game trails or feed areas, while taking into account prevailing wind directions. Just over 2 years ago, I set myself the task of taking a boar from a tree stand over bait. Little did I know the levels of frustration and heartbreak it would put me through. Bad shot placement, poor blood trails, and just plain bad luck have meant that up until this point 3 boars had been shot, but none recovered. Each time with me in frustration saying that I would give up the endeavour, but I could never leave the challenge unfulfilled. So join me on this final instalment of my tree stand pig hunting saga with some new tricks up my sleeve and see if I can finally manage to succeed where I've come up short so many times before. G'day guys and girls, welcome to my third and final bait and sit pig hunt, heading into the same place that I have based the last 2 videos where I've hung the stand. I haven't been in there since the last video, so it's been probably about a year since I've been in there. Changed up a couple of things to try and make this more successful. I've made a feeder, a gravity feeder. I'll run you through that a bit more when I set it up. Made some other changes as well, more cameras so I can see where the pigs are coming from, where they're going to. I really suss them out. Weapon change as well, but we'll get to that a bit later. This is the final one. If you're watching this, it means I was successful. If I was unsuccessful, this footage will never see the light of day, because I know you guys are getting sick of seeing failure to successfully pig hunt. So yeah, if it's successful, you'll be watching this now. If it wasn't successful, you'll never see it. But yeah, let's get it all set up. Okay guys, so this is my gravity feeder. What I'm going to do is tie it to the tree like so, about this high off the ground, and you fill it in the top. And what happens is, as the bait comes out, it's going to create a pile which will block the end, stop it feeding any more out, and then as they eat it, it'll feed more out. Well, that's the theory anyway, but we'll see how it goes. It's a little rough, but I think it'll work. And now to set up some cameras. Well, that's all sorted, so hopefully see something on the cams worth having a crack at. Heading in for the second feed out. Yeah, pull the cards, see what's around, but I think it's going to be pretty good, because I mean, you see behind me there, and you see behind me there, now pigs have been around, so looking forward to seeing what's on the cameras, because this isn't even close to the feed out area. Looks to me like the feeder worked perfectly. Feeder's all set up for another week. I can't see anything on the cameras. I'm hoping that I've just set them up wrong, or that I just can't see it on the little camera screen, but I'll get back to my studio and have a look, and hopefully I can see some good piggies on it. There was definitely a lot of good action that had been caught on the cameras with this good boar, a nice group of goats, another good boar, and this nice family group of pigs. Well guys, as you can see, feeder's been working pretty well. There it is there behind me. The pigs have been just having working parties in here. If you can see all the digging everywhere. Over here too. Whole place just ploughed up. The family group of pigs started to become a daily occurrence, appearing around the feeder at about 12:30 to 1:30 every day. It was also nice to see a sow with a good litter of piglets. All of the action on the cams made it an easy decision to get the tree stand set up and ready for a sit. Being 8 metres up a tree is a good way to get over your fear of heights pretty quickly. Hi guys, so I've just done my final feed out in the bush. Tomorrow morning I'll climb up in the stand and sit, hopefully get some pork on the ground, but I'll see you guys then. G'day guys, I'm heading into my stand now. It's 8:30, a little bit of a later start, but that's okay because from what I can see on my game cameras, they're not coming in until about sort of midday, 1 o'clock anyway. So that'll give me plenty of time to get in there, get set up, get all the cameras set up and just let everything settle down and yeah, just wait them out. Hopefully it's not too long and boring before some action happens. Just walking into the stand, it's 9:30 now. My weapon for today is the Mossberg 88 pump action shotgun. I've got a dead ringer beard buster sight on it and I'll be shooting 3-inch Winchester Super X deer slugs. So that's the plan, that's the weapon, that's the ammunition. Hopefully I can get it done. Yeah, I should be in the stand all set up by 10 o'clock and then that gives a good 2 hours to just let everything settle. If you don't take something with you to do, it's going to be a long day in the tree stand. It's 1 o'clock now and no action to speak of yet. I've got all day. Sunset's not till about 8:45, so and it's 1 now, so yeah, we've got a long way to go. As soon as the clock hit 1:30, the bush started to come alive. Unfortunately, after a brief glimpse, she disappeared back into the scrub. And then an hour later, the bush came alive again. It was a frustrating few minutes, with the pigs acting really cagey and not wanting to commit to the feeder. And then circling around behind my tree stand, leaving me with no opportunity for a shot. And that was the last bit of action for the day. Out of the stand for today. Had 2 opportunities. But couldn't make it happen. First time the sow was staring straight at me. There was no way I could get the gun up. And then the second time I wasn't sure whether the pigs were in the camera shot or not. So I thought I'll just wait and hopefully they'll go off towards the feed. But they didn't. They looked around and they came up behind me. And then the wind started swirling and they caught my wind and that was it. I sat around for a bit longer to see if anything else came in, but nothing did. I'm not going to leave it too late because well, I just don't want to. So yeah, I'll be back for another shot, see if I can make it happen then. And if I check that footage and they were in the shot for the second time, I'm gonna kick myself. That's tree stand hunting for you. Long periods of boredom, broken by short periods of excitement, and then back into long periods of boredom again. I decided it might be a good idea to freshen the scent on my feed pile before I climbed into the tree. Unfortunately, this was one of the longest days of my life, with zero opportunities to speak of. With the only animal encounter being this friendly quail above my head. Apart from a couple of goats, I can hear bleating in the distance. It's just dead quiet. Bush is absolutely silent. So everything's just bedded up, I think, because it's such a hot day. Down out of the stand now. It's 7:10. Yeah, I guess I'll have to try again another day. It's a long, boring day today. Absolutely nothing happened at all, which is not what I was expecting. Hey guys, sit number 3 today. Got a good feeling about today because she's a lot cooler than it has been. A bit more consistent wind as well, which will help a lot, so I know which way to watch and which way not to worry about, you know. But yeah, let's get in there and get set up. All set up in the tree. Really good wind. The pigs have been around, which is good. Means they'll still be in here somewhere. Don't know really what else to say. Yeah, let's see if we can get some pork. It's bloody cold today. I'm freezing. 1:30 rolled around and like clockwork, in came the pigs. While less cagey than the first sit, the pigs were still very nervous about approaching the feeder. It felt like an agonisingly long time before I was able to shoulder the gun. And then there was a perfect broadside opportunity that I couldn't pass up. Well guys, pig down. The big one just wouldn't come in, and I wasn't going to let it happen again like the other day where they walked off without a shot. So I decided to just take the black and white one, and I'm stoked as. So I'm just going to get all my gear packed up, head down and check out my pig. Well boys and girls, here he is. He's definitely not the biggest boar in the world, but he'll be good eating. I'm just stoked to get that monkey off my back and, you know, finally get a pig out of the tree. Now I can move on to other things, you know, and like I say, he'll be good eating, so I'm super stoked. You know, you don't always have to get the biggest boar in the world. And yeah, the old Mossberg with the deer slugs did real well, so real happy with that too. It was definitely something interesting to have a crack at, you know. Let's get this guy sorted and get him chilled down. Sweet.